Hey everybody, hello and welcome to my ceiling. How's everybody doing? One second. I always forget to fix my camera. Basically, you know that I've just been offline long enough that that's pointing up that direction. But yeah, we're doing the Road to Dreamhack tonight, and some of you aren't going to know what this is. That's totally fine. It was a little bit of a last-minute announcement, but over the next 3 weeks, we'll be hosting tournaments and qualifiers and events to see which player is not only going to be attending Dreamhack Atlanta, but we'll also be having a hotel stay paid for, as well as flight costs. Now, we're doing this through Matcherino, so you guys might be wondering, like, what's the point of a Matcherino prize pool? Honestly, it's up to you on whether you want to donate or not, but we will have codes available. The code is going to be DREAM, and money towards that code is going to first and foremost help pay for the hotel, or excuse me, the hotel's covered by Dreamhack. The flight, up to $400, is going to be helping to be provided through Matcherino, and I think overflow is going to be going towards the prize pool, if I'm understanding it correctly. So a few extra bucks made, like let's say we raise $412. Well, $12 isn't going to be a hell of a lot, but it's going to go towards the prize pool of Dreamhack Atlanta, ideally. Also, that is a sexy cup, Zombie Grub.
Isn't it?
It is. It's almost as sexy as those feet in the background. Don't get us banned on Twitch now.
Put some socks on, Fear Dragon.
For those who don't know, Fear Dragon's recently gone to Korea, and I guess, is he staying with you for his whole stay, or just for like the first couple nights, or?
His hotel doesn't let him check in until 1 p.m., 2 p.m., whatever, so it's currently 9 a.m.
So he's just chilling. Cool.
Just chilling.
Well, we have the check-ins finishing. We got about 15 or so players signed up. We're not going to double elimination the bracket, but what we are going to do instead is cast every qualifier match. So to explain in full what the qualifier matches today are about, top 4 players will move on to the playoffs. Woo! Those 4 players will then compete for the chance to get the hotel stay paid for, to get the plane trip, as well as the invite to Dreamhack Atlanta. The rest of the players competing might not win anything, but the top 8 players are people we will seed into the tournament once we actually have our format and everything properly announced. As at this current moment in time, we're still working on the prize pool, and basically the bigger the prize pool, the longer the tournament we can justify. Especially as well as paired up with the fact that we don't really know just how many people are going to show up to the event, so maybe it'll be a lot, maybe it won't. We don't know yet.
Who knows? Mysteries of life.
One of the other things I do want to discuss is the cool new bot we've had in chat. Now, some of you have seen this used over the last couple days. Some of you have no idea what I'm about to discuss. It's a bot we're looking to basically replace our current bot with. It's not hitting the replace it features just yet. We're still testing a lot of cool stuff with it. But it does add some really cool functionality to what we already have existing. Number one, for example, is you all know the Bit Boss, right? This little bar, that's nothing new. We've seen this a million times before. This bot provides a currency to the channel we're calling Makarovs, kind of like Part 2 version 2.0. And in Makarovs, you can do a lot of cool stuff in chat with, including betting. But betting we're not doing today, and I'll explain why later. The cool thing about this Bit Boss is it gets powers. It can tax everybody. It gets special items for being the Bit Boss. You can also give stuff to people too. Being the Bit Boss actually comes with some powers, which is awesome. So there's that part of it, which is I think the most common that you guys will be acquainted with. But there's actually like a lot of RP with this. So you have like, as normal, by watching the channel, you're earning points, you're getting stats, you're getting XP, but you heard me say stats. You can get stats like strength, agility, luck, you name it, typical nerdy D&D whatever stats, right? Because there's actually questing and mystery bags and lots of other little cool things that go on with the bot. And right now, it's a little bit spammy for chat, granted. But our chat's not exactly been the most active thing lately, so I don't mind. And we'll play around with it for now, but I think you guys really will enjoy the features of the new bot. It's been pretty fun. Plus, what's really cool is if anyone donates through the bot, right, like $2, I think that person gets like 5 mystery bags and a bunch of other cool stuff, but it also gives everybody else present in the channel a mystery bag. So if you guys were here testing it off stream after our last broadcast, Maria Mar actually donated $100, which is why he's the Bit Boss, generous soul that he is. And I gave everyone in chat like 15 or something mystery bags. It's pretty cool. But BaseTradeTV needs to be a player in the bounty to use the coupon. Oh, is this not?
That is fixed.
Okay, that's been sorted? All right.
Yes.
So the coupon dream should be working now.
Yes.
Brackets. We're just waiting for the bracket to finalize, guys. But some notable players that look to be checked in: Masa, True, Peely, Leenock. Man, we got half of the NXNE bracket here. Kelzer, Game Time, Hero. I explained it to Leenock. I'm not sure if Hero understands, because Leenock did not initially, but I said, like, look, the thing is it's up to $400 in cost for the plane ticket. So, like, you still have to buy your own ticket. If you're going to cost $1,000 to come from Korea, this basically pays for, like, almost half the ticket. It doesn't, we're not paying for the full ticket.
Yeah. Someone who was also going from Korea, it's a lot more than $400.
Yeah. Luckily, though, and this is where we give some shout-outs, we're actually being paid to put this on, guys, and that money's going to help Zomgrub and myself fly out to Atlanta, which is awesome because this would otherwise be a very costly endeavor, as we are already investing, I think, $3,000 of the total prize pool, something like that. So there's quite a bit of awesomeness going around, and big shouts to Dreamhack for making all of that happen. In the meanwhile, though, I think the brackets are finalized. Finally finalized. Ooh, okay, so Masa versus Ninja would be a TVP. Leenock versus Creature would be a ZvP. You had any preference between the two? Because those are the two I'm looking at.
What was the second one?
Leenock and Creature, ZvP.
Oh,
or
okay.
Masa and Ninja, TVP.
Masa and Ninja.
Well, the best word is I don't see either of them in the channel.
Cool. Then the other one.
Yeah, maybe Leenock and Creature by default.
Leenock was here. There he is.
Yeah, alright. Never mind. Masa versus Creature, Leenock versus Creature. We will host. Please let us know. Okay, cool.
Play on year.
Read the rules. The answer to that, though, is yes. I should have just said yes instead of being snarky. But TLDR, if players want to play off server and they both agree to it, it's totally fine. But the default is Central on America servers to prevent any sort of, I guess, disputes, we'll say? Or to settle disputes.
Exactly. Yeah, that does favor some of the North Americans in the brackets. That is kind of the point.
Desodi says, don't need to gather bot counts towards the BitBoss too, which is nice. Yeah, just confirming that's the case. And then someone wants to know if we'll be replacing the Partoofs with Makarovs. Honestly, if this bot really picks up and we use it for several months, that's something I would consider. Maybe like Makarovs are the 2-year reward and Partoofs are the 1-year reward type thing.
Oh, we'd have so many 2-year rewards to give out. That'd actually be a lot.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a cool idea in concept, but the answer to that is simply I don't know.
I finally figured out what I keep hearing when people say Makarovs.
Okay.
I keep hearing like macaroons, and I'm like, just give people delicious macaroons. I say delicious macaroons. I don't mean those like hard, gross. I don't like macaroons that everyone's obsessed about right now, right? That like just like swept New York City type thing. I mean like coconut macaroons. Coconut macaroons are so good. I got it. I make those all the time, and they're delicious.
I'm like 50-50 at best with those.
You've had good coconut, like not like the hard shell things. That,
yeah, but I'm not like a fan of coconut is the thing.
Oh, well, that would be a downer on it. So
get me some bananas though. I'm all about that.
Banana macaroons? Good try.
Also, yesterday off stream you casually mentioned you were like fixing something, sewing something or whatever. How good are you at sewing things in general?
I was much better when I was younger. I actually made a cosplay.
Well, for example, would you be able to sew something onto a t-shirt with confidence?
Yes. I mean, like a patch?
Or other fabric?
I'm pretty confident that it would stay.
So the reason I'm asking is everything to do with Major, which I guess we'll discuss a little bit off stream, but I don't want to have to go through ordering another Jersey with how much of a nightmare the first one was for Buell.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I can maybe make it work. Because yeah, I didn't bring a sewing kit myself. There was one tiny one that was given to me by the previous person that lived here. So.
Itsy bitsy sewing kit went.
It is actually so annoying.
Spout.
At one point, I cursed really loudly. And you didn't say anything, but I did. It's because the needle set that they left is like, it's like 20 needles, like a lot of different needle types and measures and stuff, which is cool, but they're not locked in very well. So all it takes is like, it's like a little like round thing. It just takes it kind of like tipping this way, and all of them fell out.
Oh,
so I was
boy.
picking up needles so I wouldn't step on them later, and that's why I was so grumpy.
That's annoying. All right, well, folks, let us know if there's any sound problems for today. If audio's too quiet, too loud, you name it. For now, though, we are going to hop directly into game number 1. You're tuning into the road to Dreamhack, and I should probably clean up some of the stuff down below here in a moment. Until then, though, in the top left, we've got the blue Protoss Creature.
In the bottom right, has the red Zerg, it is Leenock.
All right, so it is worth noting Leenock obviously coming to the arena as a Korean. What are his chances of winning? And I'd say just as fair as anybody else's. He actually lost a couple of times over in Gameland, which made me think he wasn't the unstoppable Korean, but still somebody who did make top 4.
Well, yeah, that, he did. It looked a little bit sketchy, actually, but did make top 4. So I give Creature a little bit of credit here, and I guess he does technically have that, home field advantage.
For me, part of the equation was we asked Leenock, do you know who Peely Peely is? And he was this unknown North American Protoss that the Koreans didn't care to study up on. So he got floored by Peely Peely. Creature might have somewhat of the same advantage in terms of Leenock might not have any idea who Creature is. Again, kind of the lower tier NA players, not people that they really look up to. But yeah. I think Peely Peely is pretty damn good, whereas Creature is like, I'd just say good.
Sure. Plus Peely Peely really got, it wasn't karma or anything, but like you got figured out, I guess. Like he was taken seriously finally and got 3-0 in those semifinals. So, but for Leenock, it's actually not that bad of a time for Korea right now at 9 a.m.
Actually, sorry, following up on that last point before this next one, you got to consider Leenock did eventually figure out Peely Peely, yes, and do the 3-0, but that was the double elimination tournament. If that had been single elim like today, he would have been out. Never had a chance to figure out his opponent.
Well, yeah, of course. And that is something to note for anyone he undervalues again in this bracket. But yeah, that certainly could happen. But as you said, I think Creature's good, not as great or up and coming as Peely Peely.
Well, that's not where you normally put a cybernetics core now, is it?
Nah. Sometimes if you do have them stalled on their natural, you see a middle to this, but stalling up their third just seems a little unnecessary, I suppose. Like, I don't know. I have to say the other one anyways, unless the cybernetics core, they're going to be canceled. Hopefully going to be canceled.
Oh, even if it's not, it's still like a pretty big block. There we go, there's the cancel.
Yeah.
Well, Creature behind this throws down the Twilight Council, not the Robo, so we're not going to see... Oh, there we go. Now coming down.
Yeah, it might be a safe opener here. There's an Anglaves into third base, but Leenock has eyes on everything. Overlord's scouting, as there has been nothing built to stop them, not even the threat of an overcharge. The most shippers only just being built. It is going to be the Dark Shrine build, actually, so makes a lot of sense. Archons, pretty good.
Well, hearing some mixed reviews in chat about audio. I'll wait till we hear a little bit more feedback before I start adjusting with the knobs and playing with things. The Dark Shrine, the Archons, the classic way to play this out. I think it's safe, and if his, mechanics with it, if he's quick enough with the pickup micro, if he does this well, this could hurt Leenock, because, again, whether it's Korea or not, there is a bit of a server advantage here. But Leenock is not letting him get away with this for free. There's a drop Overlord coming in and some Lings hopping inside of it shortly.
As far as tournaments, like, for Koreans, but not, like, actually on Korea, it's actually really quite good. 9 a.m., not too bad. Central NA, not too bad. And, well, I'm sure Leenock has some confidence in himself.
But Zombie,
really
though, every time I've ever seen a foreigner beat a Korean, it's been clearly because of the lag.
Well, sometimes. But no, it's some old standard. Lanes, I said, like, there weren't that many of them. Of course, they got the scout, but the overlord already was close enough by there. It's a very odd place to put a Dark Shrine on a Twilight Council, by the way. I feel like this is usually at least up against something, you know? Like, if not behind a mineral line, at least up against another building. This just feels like it's going to get surrounded one day and just, you know, it's all creatures' fault.
Well, not that it matters. At least the Twilight Council is powered by both. So no, like, random destroying charge, but walks in with the Dark Templar. Lots of roaches were ready and waiting. On top of this, detection through just the Overseer as well as a Spore Crawler. More than enough to keep this from getting out of hand.
Yeah. Easy piece of defense. Did he just work? No, he actually lost a DT. That's kind of bad. Of course, he's gonna have to warp in another one to make 2 Archons. That is the number he wants. He's gonna have to be. He should not make the other 2 into an Archon. Yeah, just pick those up. Otherwise, you're going to lose one of your Archons. Leenock has a little bit of a run-by set up here to go on that 3rd base, while also taking care of the Archon drop. Creatures, Motion 4 is there, but only with 1 Potent Overcharge. Leenock. Oh, that's a juicy pylon in that natural. Oh,
it is, but it's going to be hard to get to.
Maybe one day. Well, you know, if maybe the ground army can't, then maybe Mutas could. Spire is now on the way. I'm going to help deal with the Warp Prism harassments. We'll see how much Leenock actually invests into it.
He never made a second Archon, which I find really interesting, and thus the investment in this has been kind of low-key. There we go. Because you can't really just drag and drop 1. It's not going to cut it. But 2, that's where you can actually do some serious damage. Start one-shotting Work Alliance, and, of course, even trade out with those roaches. But I'm not so satisfied with the amount of damage creatures done with this opening. Losing the DT was pretty rough as is, but that clock's ticking, because once that Spire's done, Mutas are out, Corruptors are out, whatever, the point is it's anti-air and it'll shut down the Warp Prism.
Yeah, that is worrying. He's finally taking out Leenock's Overlords, and I was saying, like, if Creature makes a big army right now, he's finalizing his Gateway production, he's got a couple of Immortals, he still has the Warp Prism alive. This would be maybe the perfect opportunity to try and overwhelm Leenock. And Leenock's getting like a bunch of tech himself, or he's being greedy kind of in that department. But Creature, you know, just adding on his gases, now adding on a Forge, I guess that's not going to be something he does. And unfortunately, I think he's kind of just has the worst end of things. Like, either you attack before they're ready to go, or you have Blink and you have those initial steps of dealing with the Mutas. Like, anything else, then it's going to be super difficult to deal with. He is moving out now.
Well, little Ling run by gets a couple of probes while this goes on.
Okay. At least he didn't pull Creature's army back. Because this is, I think, what Creature needs to do. And once he realizes it's Mutas, probably change over.
Leenock, 16 drones is not what he wants to see on that production tab right now.
Dang. Okay, I guess he also saw like all the gases taken. I don't know if he saw the Forge or what, but he did not think that there was an army in front of his base, and that's a huge misread.
He's either going to base trade this, or he really truly doesn't know about the full might of the army right outside of his doorstep. And while he can try and base trade this, I think Creature's going to have the upper hand.
Yeah, I absolutely think he's just trying to bring Creature back.
Oh, all those drones just transferred too. Oh.
Yeah, it's too late for that. So Leenock's going to be way oversaturated on 3 bases, probably 2 as Creature continues on.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate too. The Mothership Core burned overcharges on the Ling run by, so she didn't actually have any to defend this. There's cannons, there's pylons. I think Creature's going to do everything he can to buy himself some time, but really, he's just got to race for it. And a lot of these units are derping against the wall right now. He's got to get control of his army.
What was that?
Oh, but this might be the saving grace for Creature. DT's warped in at home. He didn't plug the wall with him in time, but this will eventually clean up the roaches, giving him a distinctive upper hand in this trade. That's
really nice. And his Warp Prism is still alive, so he can keep on warping in Archons or Stalkers, anything really that he can get.
Well, he's got no money.
It's probably going to be more Mutas. Yeah, you can build 1 Stalker. You should probably just cancel charge. I really wish you would. Oh well.
Stock is also coming out of the wall. I think right now it's all about buying time. Preventing anything running in is going to be all the value in the world. But Leenock, I don't think he has any... Oh, he does have some drones that escaped. This could be bad news for Creature.
Leenock might still be able to win the base race then. The actual kill all your buildings. I mean, the Mutas... The roaches are going to die to the DT. But these sets a couple more Archons for Creature. But the Mutas might just be enough. There's not a lot of them. They don't kill things very quickly at this number. But I mean, if Creature really doesn't have any opportunity to expand, then it could be a base race.
Yeah, he has one single probe. Where is the? Nope, it's dead now. So 0 probes remaining. No chance to trade out. No chance to rebuild. Not enough money to build another probe. So it's all or nothing with this army. And the thing is, like, if this is a hatchery here and an extractor there, and he's playing Ring Around the Rosie, like, yeah, the mutas might not be the fastest killing things in the world, but they will get it done.
I really wish he had killed that Spire first.
Agreed.
Like,
more mutas giving us trouble. Bunch of spine crawlers too. Wow.
I think there was like 6 more mutas at least. That Spire.
There's no reason to go home. There's no probes. He can't rebuild anything, and I don't know if he's even aware of that.
He's
also blocked out.
He might be thinking more so that is such a small army that if he splits his army, he's still okay. And usually you don't have that luxury. Like, it is so much in a base race that if you split incorrectly, you're dead. But I think he has enough to split correctly, which he is apparently. Like, those mutas can't tackle those Archons.
This is still a pretty precarious situation. I don't think Creature, having brought any amount of his army back, has enough to break this ramp. That's so many spine crawlers.
Yeah, that's a nice catch on all the drones, though. That was perfect timing, or almost perfect timing for Creature. Just gonna chase those down. They're leading him, hopefully, to a hatchery anyway, so might as well chase. As you said, I don't think he's breaking the top of the ramp.
Yeah, for Leenock, he's also gonna be whatever for this. He's rebuilding the Spire. He's got a little bit of mining going down on this side. If he snipes that War Prism, if he picks up units, that'd probably be the best way to kill Archons.
Yeah, I was also thinking that if that War Prism stays alive, Creature could just elevate into the main base. If the mutas are really going to spend all their time over here, then maybe that's the only way that Creature kills Leenock's main base. Eventually, I think it's the Spine Crawlers, because they're also buildings, but if you actually get on top of them with the entire army, they're not, like, being cut up in the hatcheries or whatever, like, then I think Creature could.
It's so funny to me that he can't actually get inside of his own base. His own SimCity is preventing him from chasing down these mutas. He's trying to use the War Prism to get in there, but that's where this gets dangerous.
I think he should be using that as a bait, though. Like, a lot of this game is on that War Prism. Creature loses it, there's no way into that main base at all. If Leenock doesn't deal with it, then his mutas can never truly kill every single building.
Muta's gonna catch that War Prism.
Okay, well... took a chance, thought he knew where the mutas were, and that was absolutely wrong.
He does not know about the bottom left. I love that he's been taking these extra out-of-the-way paths to go around the map, but he has no idea about the space.
Because he was chasing some of the drones that even made it over there. He just stopped chasing them.
He may have thought, like, oh, those were just running away drones. Like, those weren't actually build another base and saturated drones. I mean, you should have still probably chased a little bit, but...
You should never assume. I think the assumption, for that assumption, like, that's the opposite of what you should be assuming in a base race against a mutalist Zerg. Yeah, these drones can't possibly ruin the game for me, is not what you want to think.
They couldn't possibly split off and build 7 different extractors amongst the corners and edges of the map.
That seems like just the opposite of what you do.
Well, while we weren't looking over here, he did manage to sneak up to the top of the ramp. I still don't think this is a great situation, though. More mutas are being produced. There's not that many necessary. With only 1 Archon for the anti-air, I feel like he could dive that Archon. It's so low. In fact, if Leenock realized this would be a very easy hold for him. Because once that Archon's gone, he kills the rest of the army.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's so low. I like the attempted hallucination, but it was within plain sight. So.
Yeah. Sentry and Stalker, not the best anti-air.
No, this looks like it's going to be game.
Yeah.
A lot closer than other players hoping to get to.
You know, I kind of expected Leenock to win this, but not in this way. Like, this was something where I thought it'd be a lot tighter, a lot closer, a lot more difficult, and a bigger struggle, but ends up being kind of a forced base trade that could have at one point gone either way, but I think Creature trying to go home was the biggest mistake he made this game. An actual race would have favored him.
Yeah, well, I think they're like either point is like faster decision making. I think would have saved Creature basically, whether that, like whatever that is, pulling saturated base. But yeah, like whether it's splitting the army off sooner so that he brings it to clean up the roaches, or warping in DT sooner, or canceling blink in favor of charge, or just going faster with his main army to kill stuff. Like there was a lot of hesitation, and you know that can definitely cost you in a base trade.
Well, that was a very... interesting game one, but we do have the map order preset, so the next map's going to be on Abyssal Reef. Maybe Creature will feel a little bit better about this one. I'm actually not sure whose map was whose, like what order the vetoes were done. But it's worth noting, guys, that this first game is probably going to be the only wild game we cast, because all of the round of 8 is going to be cast, as they're all the qualifying matches to move on to day 3. So, at the very least, there are 4 best of 3s in store for today. Looks like game time. Somebody named Graphics. Oh, Killers, there was a no-show. Feels bad, man. Peely got to walk over Volts. Game Time's the one who actually won a game so far.
Good deal. Okay, yeah, we'll be getting into that. One of those right after this. That's Liquid, ex-Liquid Hero on the bracket?
I'm not sure which hero it is. We'll find out, I guess, once we get to him.
That's how it's spelled, so I assume so. The players themselves are usually pretty meticulous about how they capitalize. Okay. How it's spelled, how it's capitalized. You know what I meant.
Grammar has no place in esports, he said with a capital E, lowercase s, capital P, hyphen T.
Good stuff.
All right, well, Abyssal Reef could be the map. Let's hop into it. Once again, guys, for those just joining us on the broadcast today, welcome. You're not missing too much, as it's the first best of 3 of many. Big thank you to Shroom for the Twitch Prime sub. But also, for those who don't know, type !Matcherino in chat. Do us a favor, use up them Matcherino codes and help us get these players pushed through to Dreamhack. We'll talk about more in a moment. However, perhaps up to no good in the top left, we have the blue Zerg player, Leenock.
In the bottom right, as the red Protoss, it is Creature.
And a big shout out to GoatBoy1975 for the 38-month resub. Actually, guys, I don't have Twitch alerts open at all, but it should be still showing on the stream because I got the alert box open. But anyways, it's 3 weeks to fill up the Matcherino pot, to use the codes, etc. I'm not too worried about it because I'm pretty sure we'll hit that mark, what with the BaseTradeTV fans being who they are and you guys being excellent folks. But we want to raise bare minimum $400 that we can provide in assisted travel costs for folks to go to Dreamhack, to come to Atlanta and play at our tournament with us. For you guys to meet them too. I think one of the really cool things about North by Northeast that we just finished doing was, honestly, the fan interaction was cool, but also hanging out with the players. And I know a lot of folks are really happy to meet and greet some of the Koreans.
Yeah, don't get many opportunities nowadays unless you just go to Korea.
Yeah. It is, by the way, not going to be region locked for Atlanta. But the problem is, and this is a big problem at the moment, it is BYOC. Bring your own computer. We're working on a PC sponsorship, but that's so far from happening. We're just referring to it as BYOC. Now, there's a little bit of an annoyance here because Leenock may have been hoping to take a base behind it, or maybe he was just going to dive headfirst all in. Either way, Creature's not going to have a whole lot in terms of defense. He's also not done that really sick, like, one-grid Sim City, so he can't reach out past this wall to stop these lings. If he wants to, he'll have to go all the way around, which would be even more problems. Yeah,
or just, he's not the double wall, and that is a problem. This is his cybernetic score as well, so that's, like, the worst thing you're going to have to lose in the double wall. So, scouting is a great tool against early pools, and that was a fantastic move for Kuja to do that, but there are still, like, a lot of finesse to dealing with it perfectly, and well, this isn't the best response to early pool I've ever seen. The delayed gateway, or warp gate, and tech is already, like, a big deal for Leenock.
Well, this, I don't know, this is interesting. I'm thinking back to because I'm thinking, was it this map where Peely had his warp gate denied and ended up just going like 5 Stargates as the follow-up?
I wasn't casting, I guess?
Oh, that's me in Tampa, that's right, yeah. Leenock had picked off Peely's warp gate, and rather than go for a really, really late warp gate, he just invested in like 5 Stargates, went like Mass Oracle into Carrier.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get to catch that one. That is very interesting. Well, certainly we've seen games where they at least invested into gateway units, regular old, build them from the gateway type stuff to counter at the very least. But even that wasn't something that Creature could do. The delayed tech, delayed gateway, delayed production, and delayed Nexus, having to rebuild all the gateways that he lost.
By the way, I got a pro tip for you. is your Windows 10 taskbar what you're talking about in chat?
It is, yes.
So I've had this problem too, where it keeps overlaying everything. If you right-click it and go to taskbar settings and turn on automatically hide in desktop mode, it's not a great solution, but it will work for the time being.
I thought about doing that. I guess I'll. Yeah, okay.
Dude, this tilted me so much yesterday. I was trying to watch stuff and you'd full screen YouTube and like you're missing like a sliver of the screen from it. I'm like,
yeah, that was really bothering me. I couldn't see creatures supply at all.
Well, now you can.
Yeah, now I'm truly pro.
Oh,
Good.
that feel when I realized your taskbar's on the bottom of the screen.
Where's yours?
On the right, which I know isn't normal. It's just I don't know why. It just.
I tried that one time. I was like, it was like, hey, do you want to customize your Windows 10? And I was like, sure, Windows, I'll try it.
I'll give it a shot.
No, never mind. I don't want to try it anymore.
Yeah, actually, I tweeted something last night. I was trying to click on the Windows tab in the start bar. It wouldn't click at all, and I was just clicking furiously, and nothing was happening. Windows actually responded to me like, "Are you still having an issue? How can we help?" And I haven't tried their solution yet, but I'll give it a shot. I think later today, maybe after the cast.
Apparently, Feardo can give me a suggestion, but I didn't see it in chat.
Alright, well, the Overcharge will keep the Lings from getting this the Nexus, squeeze me. But it's not about this base, as he's gonna up and head on over to the main.
You made that sound like Baneling's morphing or something. That makes a lot more sense for Overlords picking up.
This is such a gross sound. Listen, you see like the gross gooey lubrication as they fall out?
It absolutely is. Anyway, so Ling's completely surprised for Creature, tries to get us around with his probe, not really working out like it was hoping.
Even just getting 6 out of this though feels really nice.
That was so funny. Like, it worked out well for Leenock, which is just exactly the opposite of what Creature wanted. Like, most of Leenock's Lings are low but alive. Well,
another problem is he's also hitting the third base simultaneously, so he picks up in the Overlord to dodge out some of the shots. I heard a cha-ching. Somebody's got some mystery bags. We'll get to that in a moment, because the Overcharge pops off over here and hold on to his third. Still has to deal with this Overlord, though. 4 Lings isn't much, but it's enough to kill probes.
Oh, finally goes down.
Do Overlords ever not make really gross noises? Because even when they die, it's horrible.
No. Either the really gross noises or they're very loud.
A hole in the wall at the bottom of the sea. And this ends up hurting Creature quite a bit. The Oracles have to burn their energy over here, too, on the Pulsar Beam, so they're not going to be able to lay down stasis traps. They're not going to be able to cast Revelations. And, of course, more probes are going to die before it even gets cleaned up.
That wasn't so bad. I mean, losing 2 units and 3 more probes is not great, but it could have been worse, and the worst thing that Creature can do right now is just think too long and hard about the mistakes he's made. He should just continue trying to macro to test his ability.
So, we have the alerts off at the moment for the new bot, because it was doing some really annoying noises. But you can meme when you donate as well. Big shout to Terminator, donated $20. This also gives everybody else in chat a ton of mystery bags, so ! mystery bag to find out your free loot. Meets Tempo IRL. Rifkin's there. Bad luck, Brian. Feels bad, man. Hello?
Wow. Don't be rude. Oh man, did you tell the weird fan story on stream?
I did. We briefly spoke on it about how we had to get the police involved and everything too.
Dang.
I didn't tell about the haunting of the hotel though. That was a scary set of events.
I still sometimes I go to, I'm going to sleep at night and I think about finding a light switch and I just start laughing.
Don't be mad at us, Mom.
Why would I be mad? I still think that you guys didn't actually see it and you're just being dumb.
Alright, so Lings, by the way, are kind of trapped. This sucks. But it's not a lot to really kill them, so it's still taking a long time to clean this up. I feel really bad for Creature, too, because this hasn't been like a Nidus Swarm full of roaches or some sort of crazy muta attack. How many Lings have, in fact, 52 Lings have dived in and caused him so much headache this game.
A lot of grief.
The biggest thing I'd say, though, more than actual damage done, is it's kept Creature at home. He's not been scouting or counterattacking, so Leenock's happily on 4 bases. He's moving to Hydras as we speak. 11 are on the way. He's in such a good way back on his side of the field.
Yeah. Really, the units or resources lost is not that bad at all, but it is just about the tempo, I think, of the game when you kill probes over losing army, which I guess in Zerg's case, making army is kind of like losing drones, but anyways.
He's gonna Bane Rain.
Yeah, Leenock going for the Bane Rain is massing Hydras. Creature, as good as he was trying to continue his macro, building probes consistently, only just recently got to perfect saturation, and is only just really started his charge. So I think it's gonna attack before his charge is ready.
You know, I really respect Leenock for a lot of things, but what I love is, you know, he didn't play in a lot of our stuff, so we don't get to see him regularly doing things like this, but I love that it's pretty clear to me this is a normal way for him to play. This isn't like some cool tactic he's whipped out once in a blue moon. Like, he knows very much how to be all over the place in the most dangerous ways possible.
Leenock did get a little bit supply blocked, and by a little bit I meant for like 40 seconds. That was quite cool. But now he is snaking a big army, so not actually attacking before charge.
Oh, damn!
Probe's not natural.
There's only 2 of the banelings too. He's still got 1 with lings ready to go finish off some in the main. There's not a cannon here, but there is a cannon. I'm sorry about that. Really, it was a really epic ending to the game too, which sucks, but Leenock ultimately swarmed and overran and won the game. You'll notice my camera's broken too. Once rebooting, it said a lot of my USBs aren't being recognized, and unplugging and plugging fixed most of them, but not the camera one. So I'm gonna fix that later. I want to get the show back up and running first though, because yeah, delays are no fun, and this was a very unfortunate delay to have already, we'll say. Oh, my Blizzard login session has expired too. Awesome. Log me in, please.
Everything goes wrong at once.
It would, right? I think that's the rules for these things. It's like, what kills me is like, I love that Dreamhack is like sponsoring this and matching us up and make it happen. And it's like the one time we're getting paid to do something, it's like, I guarantee you, if this was volunteer work, this would have been smooth as butter.
Probably. Well, I was just given the map, so we're not delayed for too much.
All right, which one are we getting to next? I'll go tweet about it too while we get things back up and running.
Pili versus Masa. So, I also asked about the X-Hound versus Massive Man. The only round of 32 is happening. Don't have any information on that. I assume whoever wins will be defeated by Hero, though, TBH, and I assume it's going to be Hero versus Game Time. But as we're casting all of the quarterfinals, these are all qualifying matches. First, Masa Pili, then True versus Vanya, then Graphics versus Leenock, then Game Time versus Hero, unless anyone, I guess, has, like, you know, issues with that. But that's the way they finished, so...